So today I've been speaking to the students about obviously Exodus Tech and kind of what we do around providing software as a service programs. But further than that, and kind of at a much more deeper level, more about kind of how STEM really adds to doing that at an early stage in your career and how that adds over time. STEM isn't something that I initially went into. It was very much something that I kind of stumbled across. I hated maths and technology and science growing up. So I actually, went more down the English and the human resources side of things, only to kind of end up constantly coming back to data analysis, tech, systems, to kind of get to a space and time now where I have this amazing opportunity to run and manage a company and a business. I get to create an empowered community, and I get to provide opportunity and adversity for any company I touch on, but really enhance and bring people together with businesses to really create a community and a hub. I really stumbled across STEM. It's not something that was ever talked about with me. It was something that I really discovered along the way. So being a part of human resources, where you're really there to support and help a business and support and help employees and bridge the gap that people often see to really help encourage and inspire people to want to go to work and get the most out of it and, find their passion along the way. As part of that, the fact that from a mathematics side of things, I was constantly drawn back to data analytics and the importance of data in decision making and really assessing is that strategy that we're doing in HR actually making a difference? Is this really impacting employees in a positive way, and is that helping them feel more engaged and want to come to work and really contribute back to the company they're working for? Versus technology, where obviously, user experience and user interfaces and designing that out and the coding at the front end and the back end to really create those platforms to bring what is effectively just an idea on a bit of paper or a whiteboard and really bring that to life to really help deliver that to people along the way. And then the science behind it. You've got to know how the human brain works. You've got to understand if you're going to create something that's simple and efficient and easy to use, how do you create that in such a way that really clicks for people? Technology in the next 10 years is going to be massive. I think with the shift in the ways in which we work, due to the pandemic, I think that's fast-tracked it. And that's exciting. It's exciting to be at the forefront of that. But particularly, with everything that we're doing and the scope of what's going to happen in the next 10 years, the reality of there not being a keyboard, of there not being a mouse, of our brain interfacing directly with technology and being able to use our brain to control that technology is very real, very within our grasp and within our reach. And I think the application of that and all the supporting roles that are needed to bring that to life. It's not just coders and developers. It is your psychologists. It is your neuroscientists. It is your mathematicians and your data analysts and, very tangible core roles that by taking those skill sets and that problem solving, critical thinking ability, pulling all those groups together to really design and map and create out that vision is really that next step of where we're heading. There's so many small incremental things that come up that at the time it feels massive and it feels like the biggest thing happening in your world, and it's because what's really going on is it's pushing you, it's challenging you, and you're actually growing. So when you're in that space of growth, it feels so much bigger than it really is, because the second time you face it, it gets a bit easier, and the third time it gets a bit easier. It's definitely, don't sweat the small stuff. And if you think it's big, really take a step back, breathe, have a think about it and go, what's the actual impact and what's the risk associated to this issue I'm facing? Because if the risk ain't that big and the impact ain't that big, then, take a breath, go get a cup of coffee and kind of come back to the problem or the issue, because, everything has a solution. I think it's more generalized advice. It kind of applies to any career or any industry. Always laugh. always have fun. If you're not getting out of bed and laughing and enjoying what you're doing and feeling passionate about going to work that day, you need a new job. Life's too short to not be laughing and having fun. So if it's feeling challenging for an extended period of time, I'm talking about a short-term challenge, I'm talking a longer-term challenge where you're like, oh my gosh, this is the hardest slog that I'm going through right now, change it. Because life's too short not to be having fun, it's too short to not be laughing and to really enjoy where you're at. So really strive for passion. Money will come if you focus on your passion.